friend. A little bit of coffee. When you drink coffee, you may use the handle, or you may just grab it like a cup, like that. I wonder what determined how I grabbed my cup this morning. Probably just the way it was sitting there. It was sitting like this, so when I reached with my right hand, I just grabbed it like that. I know you can't see that over there. We don't always have the same point of view, do we? We're not always seeing things from the same perspective. Here we are again. You and I. What's it like to wake up today? What's it like to take a breath? What's it like to smile? Today, we may choose to see the love in our brothers and sisters. We may choose to see the beauty in our fellow human being. This song makes me feel happy. It kind of makes me feel like I'm floating. How do you find yourself today, my friend? I am filled with gratefulness that I can sit here today with my coffee, with you in my heart, and with this beautiful guitar that has somehow found me. Music. Music. It's so good to come together around music. It's like a campfire. So many of us seem to agree that music is very special in our lives. Some of us become so interested in music that we devote a good portion of our life to the understanding of music. We learn these patterns and these forms on this guitar neck. And we learn songs too. Form. We learn how harmony gives itself to moving through time. I heard somebody say that music is the way that we decorate time somehow. It's always been fascinating to me how I have these hands that somehow engage in this piece of wood and steel that have been crafted into this grid system here. And as my love for sound brings me here. I want to understand how to do those things because I hear these sounds sometimes. I remember the first sound that I really ever heard that really turned me on was this one. Yeah, I was really drawn to the sound of those bending blues notes. Yes, there's something that seemed quite profound in the bending of those blues notes that I wanted to discover. I wanted to understand somehow for myself. It was fascinating to me. I was drawn to understanding. My teacher, his name's Joe Bob Nelson, and he showed me this chord. And he did that bend with it too, that tremolo. Do you hear that? And I still remember the smile that came upon my face when he showed me that. Yes, he added those other chords there. And I was experienced all of a sudden, or I wanted to be experienced in music. He called that the Jimi Hendrix chord. I asked him if he could teach me to play Hey Joe. Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? Hey Joe, where you going with that gun in your hand? I'm going down to shoot my old lady. You know I caught him messing around with another man. It's got one of the greatest bass lines. Noel Redding. And Joe Bob said, yes, I can teach you that song. But I want you to know that I do not agree with the lyrical content. He wanted to make sure that I understood as a young man of 14 years old that he could teach me Hey Joe, but that the violence in the song, that he did not support or condone that, you know. Joe Bob was probably about my age, the age that I'm at right now. He had a beard kind of like mine. There's a wonderful thing that happens between human beings as we communicate music to one another, as we listen, as we receive the gift of music, as we give the gift of music to others, as we teach one another. And I believe that music is a healing experience in our lives, however it is that you experience that. The name of the album that my father introduced me to by Jimi Hendrix was Are You Experienced? Isn't that a wonderful question? Are you experienced? Because after all, it truly is about experience. The experience of now, this only moment that ever was. Can we be here? Can we be present now? This is the only place that love ever occurred, is right here, right now. And I believe that music draws us to the now, possibly. It may draw us to the now if we allow it to. I think that's what the focus and the attention and the discipline did for the young man that I seemed to be once. I practiced that so much, you know, that I can still come back to it. There's this thing we develop called muscle memory when we do something over and over and over again. Oh, the learning of music, there's so much to it. There's so much wonder. Wonder that I love to share. I love to share this wonder. Thank you today for allowing me to share this wonder with you. There once was a boy named Eli, and he had a calico cat. That cat, it had 5 kittens. Now what do you think of that? Ha! Boom, boom, boom. There once was a boy named Eli, and he flew up to the moon. He left the earth in January, and he didn't come back till June. The calico cat wondered where he was, because Eli was his friend. So the calico cat, he talked the cow into jumping over the moon again. Now, the 5 kittens, they missed their mama so. Yes, they did. So they cried and cried all night long, singing, where did my mama go? Where did my mama go? Now Eli heard all the way from the moon. He said, don't you worry, I'm coming back real soon. So they hitched a ride all the way after they flew around the Milky Way. flew all around the Milky Way. There once was a boy named Eli. He had a calico cat. That cat, it had 5 kittens. Now what do you think? What do you think of? We can have stories in our minds, can't we? We are the creators of this universe that we see. We've come to understand through observation that consciousness which observes itself changes our universe. We've come to understand that the spin of one thing on that side of the universe can instantaneously affect the spin of that thing on the other side of the universe. And that things sometimes can pass through one another as if they never touched. And that things can spin in one direction and the other direction simultaneously. These are some of the things we've come to understand about the nature of reality. There was a man named Isaac Newton, and he was an alchemist, and he was looking for codes in the Bible. He was a mystic, and he was also very much in tune with how our physical world worked and how things moved in that physical world, right? And he showed us that we could predict the movement of heavenly bodies. And that he discovered back in, what was it, this is like 1600s, right? That he wrote this book, the Principia Mathematica, that like we thought we had physics figured out. For, you know, at some point the physicists were all saying, okay, we've basically got this. There's just a few things to be added here and there, but we've got this basically. And then somebody else came along. Oh, a series of somebody else's, really. The evolution of consciousness continued. And there were other things discovered along the way. Things that began to help us to see that the nature of reality could possibly not be completely explained by Newtonian physics, by Newton's physics, right? And there was born a quantum physics, a physics of that which is very, very small. And in a sense, it changed our entire view of reality, right? Or some might say that it helped us to understand a reality that we were already in tune to. A reality of the infinitely small, or of the invisible, that which is right here, yet we are just now becoming aware of, right? I got the blues and I got the time. I'm gonna sit right here, make this tritone rhyme. I'm trying to take a hold of a melody and let the 2-5-1 take a hold of me. Oh, I don't have much important to say, but I'm knocking on your door. Can you come out and play right away? I knew that this groovy lick was gonna get down to the very core of it. Put your back beat up on your 2 and 4 and put your flat feet square on the dancing floor. You don't have to move a whole lot, but you'll be humming all the way to the parking lot. Turn the key and you forget about me. But no use forgetting that hip back beat. You got to get up, stand up, turn yourself around, take 4 right turns and hit the lost and found. You left your coat hanging on the rack, 'cause you were snapping on your fingers when you hit the road, Jack. Well, I got the blues and I got the time. I'm gonna sit right here and make this tritone rhyme. I'm trying to take a hold of a melody and let the 2-5-1 take a hold of me. Oh, I don't have much important to say, but I'm knocking on your door. Can you come out and play? You don't have to move a whole lot, but you'll be humming all the way to the parking lot. You left your coat hanging on the rack, 'cause you were snapping on your fingers when you hit the road, Jack. Maybe that's kind of what it's like, right? When we kind of put, a feel-good song right up there with the observation of our own consciousness, right? We realize that we're not the character of that song, are we? I'm not. Who is the character that sings that song? It's fun for me to participate in, but I'm not really that guy, right? But as I understand it, that's kind of what we get into a lot of times is playing these characters, acting as if I am that character, right? And sometimes I get to kind of just observe myself being that character, but that's different than buying into the whole character, right? Watching that individual play out its life from a non-judgmental, compassionate, loving perspective, that's different than believing that I am my thoughts, I am my emotions, I am what I do. From what I understand, it's that kind of treating life in that way brings suffering, because there's always something that we're grasping onto. There's a character that we're invested in. Yeah, I just like to share these thoughts. I believe there is only love. There is only love. there are practices that we may devote ourselves to that can help us to leave behind our own storyline. The first one that comes to mind right now is the practice of breathing. It's the practice of using our mind, using our will to devote our attention to the breath that rises and falls in this body over and over again. It is a function that continues even when we are not aware of it. It is with us all the time, the breath. And so we choose to observe with non-judgment that most basic function of the body. We devote our attention to it as if it was the voice of God speaking to us, as if Mahatma Gandhi had come and sat down right here with us, as if Martin Luther King or Nelson Mandela had come to join us, as if Pema Chodron, as if Bell Hooks had sat down right next to us. Whoever your teacher is, we can gather an equal smattering of male and female if that makes you comfortable. Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in